Hello there. Welcome to OBN. I'm Amanu Khalil with the news. President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Dr. Mulai Teshome, has appointed new ambassadors of Ethiopia to other countries. The newly appointed ambassadors are Shifra Shugute, Alamayo Tagadu, Shetu Desse, Izano Tadessa, Jonas Yosef, Diriba Kuma, Yalo Abate, and Abdul Fattah Abdullahi, FBC website reported. When you talk of the current issue that is going on different media outlets about Eritrea and Ethiopia. Last week, Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, visited Eritrea and people of Asmara welcomed him warmly. Today, President Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea came to Ethiopia and in Finfinne city, public welcomed him warmly. And that was very interesting, definitely I can say. Let us read our reports on that.
President of Eritrea, Isaias Afwerki, is in Ethiopia for 3 days official visit after 20 years of military standoff. The move comes following the landmark visit paid by Ethiopia's reformist leader, Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, to Eritrea, ending the most deadliest war in the Horn of Africa, which claimed the lives of thousands. President Isaias, in his arrival at Bole International Airport in Finfinne City, the capital of Ethiopia, warmly welcomed by senior government officials, including Dr. Abiy Ahmed, religious leaders, artists, residents of the city and its environs. Thousands of Ethiopians have made an amazing reception to the president throughout his way to the National Palace from the airport, showing their joyful and lovely hospitality and holding the flags of both countries. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, in his welcome speech at National Palace, expressed his heartfelt gratitude to all people of Ethiopia for showing true love and respect for the visiting delegation.
የኢትዮጵያ ሕዝብ በተለይም የአዲስ አበባና የአካባቢዋ ሕዝብ
Today, the Ethiopian people, especially that of Finfinne city and its environs, have displayed a great love and respect in practice, which we cannot pay back by any means, even working 24 hours a day or giving our blood. The love and respect our people showed us was much beyond our expectation.
President Isaias, for his part, thanked the Ethiopian people and government for showing him amazing hospitality. He said the Ethiopian and Eritrean people are one and never separated.
ህዝቢ ኤርትራን ህዝቢ ኢትዮጵያን ክልተ ህዝቢ ይብሉ ዝዛረብ ዳር ሄጂ ነቲ ሐቅ ዘይፍለጥ ጥራይ ክልቴና ከም ሓደ ህዝቢ ነገርና ከም
Someone who says Eritrean and Ethiopian people are two different people is the one who doesn't really understand the reality. We are one. I would like to thank you all for your hospitality.
The Eritrean president has received a gift from the hand of Ethiopian premier, a portrait painted by famous Oromo artist Lemaguya. After a lunch ceremony in the National Palace, President Isaias and his visiting team has flown to Hawassa town and visited Hawassa Industrial Park. Upon arriving at Hawassa town, the visiting team once again received warmly welcome.
The other amazing thing, President of the Oromo Region State, Lamma Magarsa, has given President Isaias Afwerki a horse, shield, and a spear. Actually, it's a gift for the hero in Oromo culture. And Lamma is the president of the region, and Finfinne is the capital of Oromia and Ethiopia, which is wonderful. Right now, President Isaias Afwerki and delegates from his country, as well as Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, are in Hawassa town of southern region. Some scholars said solving long-year Ethio-Eritrean conflict peacefully can be example for other African nations. The scholars held the decision that Dr. Abiy Ahmed made to ensure sustainable peace. Mukhtar Haji had the story.
Scholars said the acceptance of Algiers agreement by Ethiopian government would reduce the tension and challenges between Sudan and South Sudan. Chairman of the South Sudan Heads of Youth Forum, Dr. Peter Biarajak, said the agreement between Ethiopia and Eritrea would be a model to solve disagreement between Sudan and South Sudan.
We hope that these relations will continue, and it will set example on how we, even in South Sudan, relate to Khartoum. I'm sure you have been following these outrageous negotiations in Khartoum, with Khartoum government going to the extent of proposing to bring its own army to come and protect our oil fields. Now contrast that with what Ethiopia is doing.
Expert of Peace and Conflict Resolution, Dr. Mustafa Ali said the agreement of the two countries after 20 years would contribute for the unity of Africans. President of the Republic of South Sudan, Salva Kiir, expressed that his rival, Dr. Riek Machar, should learn a lot from Ethiopia how to make a peace. Former Deputy Chairman of Africa Unity, Ambassador Roster Nwanta said the strong leaders has brought a long-lasting conflict of the two countries to peace.
An item on Ethiopia-Eritrea, and it was never an easy matter for all these years, and that's why you had the ambassador say this matter should have been solved a long time back. Of course, there had to be patience, there had to be understanding, and they allowed the parties to come to that understanding that peace between the two countries was a win-win situation.
Defense and policy expert professors Nahom Midamba said the incident was the best example to end dispute between African countries.
It calls for a special person, a call for a commitment, a call for selflessness that Prime Minister Mohamed has been able to demonstrate and to bring these people together. Every time a gun is fired in Africa, it's not for any good. It's for destruction, and we is not defending the continent of Africa. And as Mustafa clearly enumerated, the moment the gun is silent, we begin to think about development.
Eritrea got independence from Ethiopia in 1993, and they fought a war in 1998, and thousands died. And Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed broke that barrier and construct a bridge that connected the people together. Finfinne Syria administration has given residential houses for 100 households displaced from the Ethiopian Somali regional state, where cornerstone has also been laid to build 1,853 other houses. Vice President of the Oromia regional state, Ayiba Hassan, said the works of rehabilitating displaced citizens should be further intensified. Fukano Omena had the story.
From 800,000 Oromos displaced from Ethiopian Somali regional state, some have temporarily settled in Finfinne city and are receiving humanitarian and material aid from the Oromia regional government and the Oromo people. To ease the suffering of these citizens, the Finfinne city administration has decided to fully settle them. Part of this settlement program is building residential houses for the displaced people, for which the city administration laid cornerstone and the presence of high-ranking officials from the Oromia regional state and Finfinne city administration. Vice President of the Oromia regional state, Ayiba Hassan, stressed the need to respect the constitutional right of citizens to move around and across regional borders and live wherever they wish to dwell. She highlighted the sufferings these displaced Oromos faced since their displacement and appreciated the effort the regional government and the Oromos from every corner have exerted to help them rehabilitated.
Our citizens from both regions have suffered displacement. To support these displaced people, all Ethiopians have contributed their part, launching nationwide campaign.
Ayiba thanked Finfinne city administration for selfless commitment and has made from day one to resettle and rehabilitate fellow citizens.
On behalf of the Oromia regional government and myself, I wanted to thank Finfinne city administration for all-round effort it exerted to fully settle our displaced citizens.
Mayor of Finfinne city administration, Doroba Kuma, denounced individuals and groups inflicted conflicts along borders and caused displacement of such magnitude. According to the mayor, from Oromos temporarily sheltered in Rift Valley University in Finfinne city, 1,853 family heirs are those previously displaced from their homes in and around Finfinne city. He said the city administration has now prepared 23 hectares of land to resettle these families to their previous area.
Over 1,800 family heirs sheltered here are those who left this area and went to the Somali region and other districts bordering Oromia and Somali region due to different reasons. These families have suffered a lot, and now we have an obligation to resettle them. We have allocated the necessary budget for this purpose, and we will also buy 100 condos for now and construct new houses for the rest in the coming few months.
Head of Finfinne City Labor and Social Affairs Bureau, Ephraim Gazal, said his bureau will work diligently to fully rehabilitate these displaced citizens. The displaced people have expressed their happiness over the chance they have got to return to their home yard.
Deriba Kuma, the mayor of Finfinne City, now appointed as ambassador of Ethiopia to other countries. Actually, the country was not stated. Anyway, he was mayor of Finfinne City, and he did this good job. Residents of Goba and Robe towns of Bale Zone have called on all Oromo political parties to get united and speed up the Renaissance journey started both at regional level and nationwide. The residents have warmly welcomed leaders and members of United Oromo Liberation Front. Fukadu Burhanu has more from Mohammed Qasim Awel Qasim's report.
On his first speech to House of People's Representatives, Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed promised to call exiled political parties in order to widen political space. Accordingly, United Oromo Liberation Front has come home weeks ago. A delegation of the party being led by Jarra Banaga has visited Robe and Kupa towns of Bale Zone. The front has warmly welcomed by the residents. Chairman of the front, Jarra Banaga, said the Oromo people have been discriminated with the name of Oromo Liberation Front for years, adding that many of them have been jailed and sacrificed.
Previously, we didn't want to fight armfully, but we want to bring the reform that is being realized. Now, thanks for the strugglers and Oromo people, we came here to engage in the reform.
He notes that they are happy to accept a peace call by Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed.
We understand that the current government of our country wants us to ensure peace, democracy, reform, and the rights of its people. So we decided to return to our country after understanding all the situations. Therefore, we are very happy by this reform.
General Hailu Gomfa thanked the town's residents for their warmly welcome and said his party is ready to participate in the current reform.
We are left with a lot of struggle. We have opened the door. It has been opened up with a few people, and we should engage in it in order to achieve our goal. The current leaders of our country have been doing well. We have also discussed with them to speed up the reform.
Mayor of Robe Town, Alamayo Mijana, for his part, suggested that the Oromo unity is crucial to sustain the ever-started reform.
To do more than this, our unity can play a great role. We should also work like that of other parties through widening political space.
Some residents have also underscored that they are ready to stand beside the government to sustain the ever-started reforms.
Maybe what only few people dare Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has done over the last 100 days in calling political parties in exile who were even struggling and using armed struggle, and others were cancelled from the list of terrorism by the House of People's Representatives, which were once listed there. And media houses have also come home, and OMN, for instance, has opened its office in Finfinne City. And this is a great job that Prime Minister Dr. Abiy is doing and has done. Thanks for watching. Have a good time. Bye-bye.